So now let's look at the scenario manager. Let's just go straight so that we wrap it up. Now, what do we do with the scenario manager? We use it for managing various financial scenarios. Okay. Let's take, for instance, if you look at this data, it has to do with salary information, salary and expenses, income and expenses data. Okay. Now, this is someone's income, and these are the expenses. This is the total expenses. This is the surplus after the expenditure, right? This looks familiar, right? We are all used to this. So
Yes.
now you know that this is a computed value, right? And this is a computed value. This expenses here is the sum of all these. In fact, I can as well delete this one, so we'll do it afresh. These expenses, these ones are typed in, these are not calculated. These expenses here is simply the sum. You can do an auto sum. You can do auto sum of all this. That's the total expenses. Then the savings is equals income minus total expenses. Okay? Is this clear?
Yes.
Now, suppose, for example, the person whose data is captured is trying to take a decision. The objective is to have the highest savings possible. And now this person has job offers. Let's say he's currently working in Benin, but he has job offers in Port Harcourt. He has in Abuja, and he has in Lagos. You know, in Benin, Edo State now, you know, minimum wage is 70,000, right? Okay,
Yes, it's
let's
70,000.
assume that this person is not a very low worker like that. Let's say it's not any minimum wage. Okay, and say 15. Okay, so now all right, let's say we have these figures. And now this guy gets a job in Port Harcourt. He gets another offer. Just lucky he's getting offers everywhere. Now he wants to compare them to see which one will be more beneficial. Okay. Now, you know that if he goes to Port Harcourt or Abuja, the salary might be different, right? And the
Yes.
expenses might also be different. And that will affect the savings. Okay. So we can use scenario manager for such situations. It could be a company that is thinking of going into production of 2 or 3 different things. So they may use scenario manager to check which one will give them the better profit. But let's use this as an example. Is that clear? Now we go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So to do scenario manager, just go to the data tab. Click on what if analysis, scenario manager. Oh, I had some things there before. Let me delete all of them. So this one is equals this minus this. Okay. Okay. Now, so now I want to do our scenario manager. So you go to the data tab, click what if analysis, click scenario manager, click on add. So now we want to add the first scenario. Let's call that Benin, which is the present one. Job in Benin. Let's call it job in Benin. Original changing cell. Now, what are the cells that will be changing? We expect salary to change, right? You hold down Control key, and all these are the cells that may change. True or false?
True.
Hope you can select like this. You click
Even
this.
the savings we send that.
Yeah, but you don't touch these calculated fields.
Okay.
You don't include the calculated fields to the changing cells. So you click on OK. So it's asking you what is this is the income, rents, but it's not labeling them properly, right? It's using their references, which is not very descriptive, not descriptive enough. So let's go and do something. Let's name these cells. How do we name these cells? You highlight the whole thing. You go to formula, click on create from selection, choose left column. What is it asking? Create names from values in the left column, which means we want this 100,000, this one, we want its name to be monthly income. This 5,000 name will be rent and so on. Okay, click on OK. So let's go back to scenario manager now. Data, what if analysis, scenario manager, ads. What did we call this? What did we call it?
Job in Benin.
Job in Benin or Edo State. We click here. What do you do here? You select this. You select all this. Then you click on OK. You see it's well labeled now. Okay. So for Benin, these are the original figures here. So you don't need to change anything here. Just click on OK. You don't actually need to even, okay, click on OK or add, whatever. Then the Benin job is already taken now. Click add. You're adding another scenario. This scenario is what? Job in where? Port Harcourt. Job in Port Harcourt. If you click here, you see that it still remembers the changing field, so you don't need to change anything there. Click on OK. So for the Port Harcourt job, what do you think the salary would be? Assuming it's 130, for example, rents may be higher, right? Maybe 7,500 a month. Transport will be higher. Let's assume that one is the same. Will the electricity be higher
Yes.
in Port Harcourt, right? Okay, let's assume it's 15,000 in Port Harcourt or for 13,000. Education, let's assume this one is 25 or 30,000. Other expenses. Let's leave that
Can
one.
be 20,000.
Okay, 20,000. Okay, then add. What's the next scenario? Job in where?
Job in Lagos.
Abuja.
Abuja. Job in Abuja. Okay, so if we click on OK here, it's asking us what are the values. So you give me some values now. Salary.
200,000.
150.
200,000. Okay, rent.
20,000.
20,000. Transport. How is transport to Abuja? Is it high? Very high?
Not high.
Huh?
Not high.
Okay, let's just say 30,000.
Mm.
Electricity. So electricity is not the same, almost the same everywhere.
Same.
Hmm?
Depends on the consumption.
Depending on the
If there is more
consumption.
light, you pay more.
Yes. I think Abuja now with this small, okay. Abuja, I don't know. Maybe depending on where the person is staying, might be having more light.
Yeah. So
What do you think?
that's what.
So let's make this one higher. Let's say 25,000. Education.
Extremely high.
These ones are very high. Okay, let's say 40,000. Others, let's leave that one. Or you want us to increase it to
Not really. Food is relatively cheap.
what?
Food is relatively cheap.
I should put
I said food is relatively cheap or even cheaper than Benin.
down Benin. Okay. Okay. So let's click. Okay, let's add to continue. Did you even put feed in there? That's an omission.
No,
There's
no
no feeding.
No
Wow.
feeding. Feeding is inclusive in the order. So.
Let's assume that it's in the orders there. Okay. Let's put the Lagos scenario now. Job in Lagos. The important thing is actually to understand the procedure. Job in Lagos. Click on OK. Okay, so give me figures.
Let's say
I
I can't
160.
see
160.
I can't.
You said?
Okay. Go
160.
ahead.
Okay. 160. New housing is a bit expensive in Lagos, Abi.
Yes. Yes. It's a bit expensive.
Let's say
I say
per month,
15,000.
10. Okay. Transports. Transport is challenging in Lagos. So
yes.
let's say 35,000. Electricity. This electricity.
Electricity depends on the consumption, really.
Depends
So
on the consumption. So
if you are using prepaid meter and there is a lot more light, so you pay more.
You pay more. Let's just leave that one.
Yeah.
Then education. It may be around like Benin now. Have you?
Yeah, because you have
No.
many options in Lagos.
Yeah, you have
so.
much more. You said?
Expensive.
You said?
If it's private, it's expensive.
In Lagos.
Private,
Okay, private schools, yes. Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. That's right. Let's just increase a little. You should look for a cheap one. I know that salary is not big.
Of course, yes. We have government that
Yes.
are cheap.
So these orders
Food is very
is relatively cheap. Okay, let's leave it. Let's leave it. Okay, I think we are done with all the scenarios now. So instead of clicking add this time around, just click OK because there's no more. So let's see what we have. Lagos job. Let's click on it. Click show. Lagos job, wow, give us a savings of 65,000 a month. Abuja job, click on it, show. That gives us savings of 70,000 a month. Port Harcourt job, show. 34,000 a month. Benin job, show. 25,000 a month. Okay. So if savings is the main motivation, you go for the Abuja job, right? Now, instead of getting them like this, if you want to see all the scenarios displayed side by side, just click on summary. Click summary, scenario, whatever, scenario summary. Result cell, this result cell, is actually this cell. You can see it's C15. See is this cell. Okay. Click on OK. So you see, it's showing you this current one is the one you selected by the time you click that summary. Okay, so just for a guide, it happens to be the same as Benin. Benin is the current one here. Now I see it's the same. So it's obvious that this is the best in terms of savings. Okay, but you know that it's not always like this. There are situations where you earn less somewhere. When you move to another place, you are not even able to save enough up to where you are earning this. So that's why scenario, you understand. That's why scenario manager is important. So this is how to the procedure for scenario manager. Hope is well understood.
Can you